Hi, friends. I'm Claudia. I think you guys might have seen my shorts here on Instagram, on TikTok, and you know that I share quick parenting tips, but I wanted to try something new. I want to start here. I want to slow things down and go deeper because I've been thinking about what it means to respect our children and how I share that with you guys. And respecting our children isn't just about raising kids. It really begins with healing ourselves, our marriage, and our families. I've been working with children since I was 11. I don't know how these parents trusted me at that age, but they did. I was that babysitter that parents could trust, not just because I was responsible, but because the kids themselves kept asking for me to come back, and they wanted me there because I engaged with them, I played with them, and I respect them. That's who I am. That's what I did. But let me tell you, my childhood, that looked very different. Discipline in my home was physical and harsh. The belt, la chancla, the sandal, they hit me with it. Threats, manipulation, belittling me. That was the normal for generations in my family. And it wasn't because my parents didn't love me. I am deeply loved. My mom in particular has fought for me since birth as I was a premature baby. But discipline was shut by what they knew. It had been passed to them down generation by generation, like a recipe that no one questioned. School wasn't easy either. Many of my teachers were very strict and without compassion. I have vivid memories of my early childhood education, my lower elementary years just being very hard for me until one by one, when I hit sixth grade, Mr. Quinton taught me something else, that teachers could be kind in school, could be fun with your teacher. Then 7th and 8th grade, my science teacher, Mr. Thompson, the passion that he had to share science with us really changed things for me. Mr. Saigan, my history teacher throughout high school, could finally see me for me. He actually discovered that I needed extra help, that I had all this anxiety for test taking. But the queen of them all, the one that changed everything for me, was Mrs. Grant. She taught me that teaching could be with respect, with love, with compassion. And she worked very hard for her students, even her own children, who are now amazing adults. And I know this because I babysat them too. She modeled what was possible as a teacher who truly saw children. Because of Mrs. Grant, at 15, I began volunteering for camps. I started to take on assisting roles for the Seattle Public Schools through a program called Careers in Education. And by 19, I discovered Montessori, and it completely changed my life. I was seeing how the children were being treated from infants up, the way that the children were taught with so much respect, with so much kindness, modeling how we could clean up spills and do lessons that would fascinate them, that they didn't want to play with Legos. They wanted to learn how to do addition, how to do multiplication, because it was introduced in such a fun way that I started to think, what kind of like human could I have been if I had been raised in this way? Not because I wasn't loved, but because love and respect weren't always expressed in ways that would make me feel safe. So Montessori opened a window to children just need respect. And something unexpected happened. When I went through my training, it not only helped me become a better teacher, it started healing the inner me, my inner child. Respecting children has taught me to respect my parents too. It helped me see their struggles with raising me and discipline with a lot of compassion, because it has shown me how cycles are passed down, and also how we can break them with something as simple, but it's hard to do sometimes, as choosing respect. Not that choosing respect is hard, but when we are wired to discipline a certain way because this is what we were taught as children, it's hard to break those cycles. With my training, I started to modify how I work with children, right? I gave them a lot of respect, a lot of love, a lot of patience, but sometimes I've often wondered, and I still do. Why is it easy for me to be endlessly patient with children, yet so hard with adults, especially my husband? When I got married, I couldn't wait to have children. I thought that my toolbox with my Montessori skills would carry me. By year 7, we hit a wall. We almost lost each other. Not my child and I, but my husband and I. That's when I realized something painful. I had been repeating toxic patterns that I grew up watching with adult relationships. And though therapy and through learning about Gottman's work, I began to see how much aligned Montessori is with respect, not just for children, but with everyone. The way that I spoke to children with patience, presence, and respect was exactly how I needed to begin speaking with my husband. That's what Montessori had taught me, the tools that it had given me. I just hadn't realized that I needed to do this with adults as well. Now, before you go after me, don't think that I wasn't respectful to adults. I am respectful to adults. It's that extra patience, though, that I have with children that I lack with adults. And yes, I'm still respectful when I get frustrated with adults. It's just that it's harder to communicate my wants, my needs, because of what I have been taught as a child. To be silent when there is conflict, to shut down when there is conflict, because a quiet, good girl gets special treatment. This shift was life-changing, realizing how Montessori aligned with what Dr. Gottman said. Respecting my husband with the same kindness that I offer children began to heal our relationship, and it showed me how deeply connected all of this really is, from parenting, marriage, self-respect, healing our inner child, how treating our children can then carry out through our lives on how we behave and how we react to conflict in marriage, at work. So if you've been following me because you want parenting tools, you'll get them. But I want you to also see the bigger picture. When you start respecting children, it changes you. It heals you. It heals your relationships. It softens how you see your own parents, and it transforms the way that you treat yourself as well. If you've ever wondered, why can't I be patient with adults like me, but I can be patient with my child, or the opposites? Why am I patient with adults and respectful to adults, but why can't I do that with my child? Well, I want you to know you're not alone, and that's the real work, the deeper work, and it's worth it to begin to process all of this and to begin healing. Thank you for spending this time with me today. And if this resonated with you, I'd love to hear your story in the comments. When was the first time you realized that parenting was more than your child? It was about you too. And if you want to go deeper, I love to invite you to Thriving Minds Village. It's our community for parents on this journey. Until next time, and remember that our job is not to mold kids, it's to meet them where they are. And when we do that, we begin to meet ourselves too.